Lenka Martin here with Todd, Gamboa. Many new homes are energy efficient, and question that I get from some of our home buyers is, well, I have an existing home, should I just make some upgrades and make it more energy efficient rather than buying a new home? So Todd, question for you. What are some of the benefits and challenges of trying to make existing home, and primarily older home, more energy efficient?
That's a good question, Lenka. I get asked that a lot because a lot of people are possibly deciding on not to move and not to buy the new home. You're right, new homes are going to be much more energy efficient because the codes have pushed us there. There's also a lot of builders that are building high performance homes which go way better than code. And so the new construction is really far superior to older homes. The problem that people run into when upgrading their existing home is they may purchase windows or they may purchase a new furnace or add some insulation in the home. And many of the contractors that do this work don't understand that when you affect the system, it affects other components. So for example, we just had a realtor who put in new windows in his home, and he was frustrated that the contractor was selling him on the fact that the windows were more energy efficient and would make the house tighter. But in doing so, he recognized by making the house tighter that his heating and air conditioning equipment, his heating and ventilation equipment, like his furnace and water heater, weren't very safe. And so the tighter the house, there was more possibility for the house being unhealthy indoors. His contractor had no idea. Even though he sold him on being a tighter home, he didn't recognize that he changed the building envelope to make it maybe unhealthier. Same type of thing with a furnace contractor. An HVAC contractor may want to sell you a new high-performance furnace, but unless they're understanding what the building envelope or the insulation and the air sealing, they really can't design a proper size furnace unless they understand how tight the house is. And so they have to really understand building science in order to deliver a product that's really going to benefit you long term.
Yeah, and that's kind of a benefit of the new homes. They are designed as a system versus with the older home, where even if you have a home auditor that kind of gives you a list or checklist of things that you can do, and they might tell you, well, you can pick some of the things that you find affordable, that you think that might make a difference.
Right.
Now the problem with that is that you might fix one of the things, and just like you said, you might, improve the windows, but other items or other features of the homes are not improved.
Right.
And so it's not working as energy efficient as a system.
As a system, exactly. So for example, if you don't upgrade your insulation and make sure the house is sealed up very, very well, putting in a better furnace may not yield a lot of good results if the house is still leaky. So button up the house really tight, you might downsize the air conditioner or downsize the furnace, and maybe it has a little bit less impact. Maybe you could have spent money, instead of buying the really expensive windows, you could have gotten that insulation, that furnace, some air sealing, and maybe that new water heater.
Correct. Insulation will usually definitely improve your home.
It solves a lot
no
of
matter
issues.
what home.
Yeah, the tighter the home, the better. The key is build it tight, ventilate it right, and that's what people have to remember.
Yeah. So the answer probably would be trying to improve older home is not always as easy. It's going to be very unique and specific to that particular home.
Right.
So definitely recommending talk to energy auditor.
An energy auditor, or really a building science professional, someone who truly understands the house as a system. And the thing you got to watch out for with contractors, sometimes when you open up an old home, you find a lot of unwanted things, and the project's almost always going to cost you more than you expect going into it.
Something to keep in mind.